Well, hello, I'm Jenny Williams, and I'm here today with my friend Gusty Gulas, and we are so excited to be chatting today with Barb Turbville. Welcome, Barb.
Hey, I'm so glad that you guys asked me to come on with you today.
Well, of course, you're one of our superstars, and
Yeah, yeah.
you're doing so many great things with the platform, and I just love to see how everybody uses it in their business to, make it work for you. So you've done something that's been quite unique as we are exploring eXp Realty, and we're going to be discussing the benefits today of how
Yep.
it can help your business and the benefits that you may not even be aware of that you can even get in the real estate business. I mean, that's a huge reason why the three of us are with this company, and together our
Yep.
chat is going to explore, how it's helping Barb. So maybe you can see for yourself how it could help you. So, Barb, tell us a little bit about, you and your business.
Well, it's an exciting time in real estate. This is my sixth year, and I know a lot of people who are saying that things are slow for COVID, but I'm telling you, this has been a wild time. Real estate is just live and happening, but what's exciting for me is that just a few weeks ago we had the grand opening on my new office in Pell City, and so it's just amazing how EXP has really helped me grow my business to where I wanted it to be. I was at a previous brokerage before and had expressed interest in the very beginning of growing a team and having an office, and that just wasn't in their makeup. And so you come to a point where you have to decide what's best for your business. And Gusty was so kind to tell me everything about EXP and how that they could help me with my dream. And so here I am. We've been working together, getting this rolling for the last few months, and it's just snowballing.
Yep. I
Um,
love that.
I know, I do too. And I hated that I missed it because I just really wanted to be there and support you because it's so important. And the reason it's so important is because, we're a company that doesn't really have, brick and mortar. And but it didn't matter. You saw the vision of what you wanted to make for yourself in Pell City and offer not only your buyers and sellers a place to come to a really nice place. Gusty said the furniture is just awesome.
Yep.
I know, right? You, you have to come by and see us. It's definitely cozy.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, for
the
sure. And the location is
The
so
location is
awesome.
amazing.
I mean,
Yes, we
right there downtown on the main drag across from the courthouse. Like, EXP is about to be all over Pell City and Lincoln and all those areas.
Oh, well, it already is because Barb is tearing it up. So I love that area. I mean, it's just really so quaint and so much character there. So really a good choice for you to do that. And what allows, well, first of all, too, I want to say 6 years in the business and look at what you've done.
It's amazing. I'll tell you, I've had other careers. I have an accounting degree. I've worked in governmental accounting. I was an airline manager. Um, but wow, taking the step into real estate was like a no-brainer. Um, and for me, I have that accountant mentality, so I'm very conservative. And to go from a guaranteed government salary with all the holidays and, you know, guaranteed vacation to going to 100% commission, it was scary, but I took the leap and here I am, and it's been wonderful.
Well, the leap was a good decision for you, definitely. So, I mean, that to me is another thing. And Gusty, you and I talk about this all the time. Is one of the things that I love about EXP as we're exploring it is that we get to be around people who are big visionaries, who have big dreams, who want to do big
Yep.
things. And it makes us be better and it lifts all of us up as a group because, we're here to say, hey, you can do that. That's that your dream? Let's see what we can do to make that happen. And
Yeah.
Absolutely.
it's just such a different sense of community. And I was talking to an agent who's just getting his license this week, and he's like, I don't want to be at a company where, people are just doing this part time. I want to be with serious people who really want to make a difference in this business and for their clients. And we have that together, and I love that. And Barb, you're just like out there, really dreaming and putting that vision out there for what you see for you. And we're all in support of that, and we really want to do everything we can to see it happen for you. So you were able to take, because where you were before is a franchise. And
Right.
so it's very difficult to be able to either afford to buy franchises and have a name like that to go on a brick.
Well, and it wasn't even available. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about this. And Gusty, explain a little bit about how, she was able to take the eXp business model and open her own brick and mortar, even though we're a company that, is not traditionally brick and mortar.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's really easy. I mean, so basically, like Barb is in Pell City, like I've got this Pepper Place office here in downtown Birmingham. Basically, we're branch office brokers. And so we hold a license so that we can have an active location, but we are designated under Brent Beavers, at least north of Montgomery, and then the south of Montgomery and south have a different broker. And so everybody is funneled, and you've got one broker, you got one contact that's focused on you, but it allows us to not have to worry about being in a certain area. As a franchise, being a certain mileage away as far as franchise agreements and things like that. And, with the brick and mortar model, I think everything, especially with COVID, you're going to start seeing either offices shrink or offices disappear.
Right.
And at least in the real estate business. And, from our standpoint, everybody's different. Like, I'm an office person. I love the office. Just because, and especially I think a lot of it is I have kids, young kids at the house, and kind of hard to get things done. So I like, it's just like, it's like getting out of bed, getting your clothes on, going to work, and just doing your job. And this is your job. The good thing about real estate is it allows that flexibility. And so, the cool part is, Barb has her brand, the Red Camellia Group, all over downtown Pell City. She is also welcoming other people in her downline to come and utilize her office. It is a huge benefit. It is a huge benefit. And other agents, especially that, might want to have their own office, they have to go through an approval process, but would have the opportunity to have their own brick and mortar should they choose.
Right. Well, and I'll tell you another thing that is pretty exciting for me is I get a lot of feedback from other agents, other brokers in our area about eXp, not really being reachable, that we are a cloud-based, and,
Yeah,
if
that's
I
crazy.
was to have a problem, that it would be impossible for me to reach the broker, that they've tried to reach the broker before and they've never been able to.
I'll show you how.
I just had the opportunity today while I was standing with another broker who told me, I bet you that Brent Beavers doesn't even know who you are. I said, really? So let me just text him and see if he'll reply. He's like, oh, he won't. It took 16 minutes, but he replied. And
Man.
but it was just funny because that broker was sure that Brent Beavers had no clue who I was. And I said, I'll tell you that he does know who I am. And I'll tell you that I'll send him a text right now and he'll answer me. And, 16 minutes. So I was pretty impressed.
Well, and that is, like, I've got here where I sent him something at 6:19 the other night, and he answered me at 6:45.
Right.
I've got something at 2:54. He answered me within a few minutes. These are all the conversations that I have with him all the time.
What's funny is I had a conversation with him today too. So how many people is actually reaching out to him? Because he responded to me in 2 minutes, but I did it on Workplace, and that is the trick. Chat.
That is the trick.
It's the trick. Okay.
But I had to do it on a text message today because I wanted him to see that in just real world, you can reach him if you are trying to.
Well,
Yeah.
in fact, okay, so we've all worked for other brokers before, and we've all loved them, and but they're busy. And so when you have a brick and mortar, the reality of that is you've got a long line of people waiting to get to just talk to the broker. And it could be just about something with their business. It could be that somebody needs, to talk about their divorce. Somebody needs to talk about, a situation that came up. Somebody needs to just have some encouragement. And a lot of times, your broker that is in the office with you can't get back to you because of all of that. Well, not having brick and mortar relieves Brent from a lot of that. So there are 500 agents in Alabama, a little over 500, and he can be super responsive because he doesn't have all those people in his face.
Right.
So I've shared walls with brokers before that couldn't get back to me for 2 days, and it's not their fault.
Same.
Yeah, it's just, they've just been super covered up with everybody else. So there's so many benefits to it. And I'm like Gusty, I've been an office person my entire life until I found the freedom with this. This just showed me I don't need that. I'm productive here at my house, or I'm at a listing appointment in someone's house, or with a buyer showing a house. So it's just so eye-opening, and it's definitely the wave of the future. And really, even before COVID, like you were talking about, COVID has really made our stock go up because people have paid attention to, releasing those chains of brick and mortar. But the way that the business has evolved has been more and more people are working at home or out of their cars, and maybe only come by for a meeting here and there. And that's okay. It's better not to have that expense, but if you want it, you have the freedom to do what Barb has done, what Gusty has done, to set that up for yourself.
Well, and the biggest part of having an office is the opportunity to grow my team. It's really hard to grow junior agents who have no experience from my kitchen table. So it's a lot easier to bring them into an office setting so that they feel like this is a real job, not just, let's meet in my garage kind of thing. So that's the whole reason
Apple
for
started
me.
there.
That's right. I know that works too. But yeah, the air conditioning might be a little bit better in the office.
One of the things that you mentioned was when we're having the conversation about reaching our broker. The key piece of that is one word, and it's efficient. This company is the most efficient real estate brokerage that is out there, from what I've seen. And let me give you an example. Last week, and Jenny, you know this, Barb, you may know this as well. So Taylor Jackson, who's one of the agents in our market, he closed on his first deal. And so he was trying to figure out how quick he would get paid, because if you know Taylor likes to get paid, and he likes to get paid quick. And so he actually timed how quick he would get paid. So part of the process, and talk about efficiency, part of the process at eXp is you can get the closing disclosure and a copy of the check at closing. The closing attorney can email it to you, because the closing attorney overnights it to eXp. So they email it to you. You upload it into SkySlope, which is our document storage center, and you send it for approval to the broker. He clocked it. You know what it came back at? 17 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
17 and a half minutes, and he got paid. How efficient is that? You can't beat it.
Yeah, there's been other brokerages that I've been at where they're not even going to consider writing you a check until you have brought in that check and it's cleared the bank. But I mean, my last 2 closings that I had, I took pictures of the closing documents, uploaded them in SkySlope. I mailed the check the next day, but I got paid before that check even hit the mailbox. So
love it.
It is so good. The only one I've had to wait on.
That would have happened at Brick. I wish, but
Right. I understand.
But every broker wants to provide those kind of services. That's just like you said, it didn't happen at Brick, but you wish it did. And that's why so many independent brokers are coming on board with eXp, because you can tap into the efficiency and the systems that are so scalable. Because, when I started, there were 5,000 agents with eXp. We have 31,000 now. I mean, it's amazing. And I haven't been here 2 years. I mean, that's the growth, because people are finally learning about the benefits that they can't get anywhere else. And let me just give you this. I don't care what your broker offers as far as a cap and a commission split. Yes, that's an awesome thing that we have here, but it is so much more than that. We have an 80-20 split, and there's no royalty that comes on top of that. It's a true 80-20 split. Now, we do most of us put 5% toward an agent equity program to buy stocks. So that's 5% that will go toward that. And then we pay $16,000 in on our cap. When we go to 100%, we pay a $250 transaction fee. So it's pretty simple, and it's actually sustainable as well. And that 5%, just so you will know, adds up so quickly, doesn't it, y'all?
Oh my gosh, yes, it really does.
It's pretty wild. It is pretty wild. Yeah, and when you talk about there's no, you've got an 80-20, there's no franchise fee.
No.
And that's really key. You can kind of call that fee whatever it is, but we are one company, because I get that asked a lot. Do you have the franchise in Birmingham? No, it's no franchise. We're one company globally, and we are on the stock market, NASDAQ, EXPI, and I'm going to look it up. And while I'm looking it up, y'all can talk about stock. How about that?
Yeah, it was trading earlier at around $16.45.
Yeah.
So most of us who have it, right, we're fanatics about checking it. Where is it today?
1679. Just so you know. Right now, 1679.
So it's so much fun, and it's there are other real estate companies that have that are traded, but not that you can earn. And
right.
So I've earned almost as much as I've paid in, and bought at a 10% discount. So I don't know. Have you been checking yours like crazy, Barb?
I know. I just looked at it last week, and I was just like, "That's nuts." It's pretty exciting to see it, and I am an accountant, so I'm a little bit of a numbers nerd, and so yes, that does makes me smile a little bit.
I know an accountant said the other day, it's just funny some of the objections you hear about some of the stock, like other brokers will say, oh, it's not worth anything. Oh, it's a penny stock, or, oh, they'll poo-poo it. And, oh, you can't spend it for 3 years. And yes, we can. If we buy it at a discount, then I can sell it tomorrow. I've just put in to sell half of my stock last week, and still not sure if I'm going to go through with it yet or not.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I don't think that's a wise move either.
I have a reason of why I want to do it, but so I've got half of it in there, but I've got a bunch that's still going to be vesting for 3 years. So that's a forced savings for us whenever we earn any stock awards. And 2 weeks ago, I earned 8 awards, and we get an award for having our first closing. We get an award for capping. We get an award for someone joining and having their first closing. So there's so many different ways to earn it that if you're just considering, hey, how much is your split, and how much do I have to pay into the company, you're missing the bigger business picture, the overall long-term benefit that's going to help you and your family. But Barb, you'll appreciate this. So there was an accountant who's also a real estate agent who was kind of checking out, the stocks, and an agent just said, hey, wanted to show you we've gone up so much in stock. And his response was, those taxes have such implication. I mean, those stocks have such tax implications. And I mean, it makes me laugh because all income does.
Yes.
Right? So it is funny about the different kind of objections. And if you don't see the bigger picture, gosh, you're just missing out on so many benefits.
And I am looking forward to my stock award, because I will be capping the end of this month. So I'm so excited. I was going to ask you about that.
I knew you were super.
I'm close.
So that's so good. Okay, so then you're going to be on your way to Icon.
That's right.
And okay, so as we're exploring EXP, an icon award is, and Gus usually has his nearby.
There he has it. Look. Dun, dun, dun.
There it is. There it is. Barb, you're gonna have one soon.
That's right.
And Vicky's actually watching, and she's working on hers right now. And I can't wait for her to get there as well. And Sky said, "Hey Barb," and gave you a big heart.
Hey Sky.
And Melanie, I love you too. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, Icon Award it just motivates the crap out of you to do more, to go places you've never been, to follow up, to just really put yourself out there and earn this award. You get motivated by getting to that cap because it takes about 2.8 million somewhere in there to cap. But then after you pay in $5,000 in transaction fees, I told you about that $250 fee.
Right.
So roughly about 20, just go ahead and bump that up and count on about 23 more. And that way you're totally covered. You'll get your cap back that you paid into the company in stock.
Yes.
And it cooks. It cooks for 3 years. So it's over there vesting for 3 years and growing and growing and growing. And by the time it becomes available, this really makes a big difference in your financial future. So I earned it last year. Gusty just earned it, and I am 14 more away from hitting it this year, and super excited about that. I'll be halfway there by the end of July. So you will cap at the end of July, and then you will be on your way to be getting those, hitting that 2023 more transactions to get yours too. So, and there's no doubt you'll get it.
Yes, I'm excited.
And
awesome. You know what's crazy, Jenny, is, I think it was this week or maybe last week, we had, we're talking about awards, and, the Icon Agent Award is pretty awesome. But Chad Beasley was like, "Hey, have you heard about this award?" And we had no idea about it. And so there's even other awards like production awards, and we didn't even know about it. So that was pretty cool. That was pretty exciting.
It was so cool. In fact, he and I talked about it several times this morning. He's hitting that double diamond, and so we're still exploring EXP, y'all.
That's right. That's right. There's just I had a conversation with a lot of the leaders of eXp around the country, and one of the things that's very to me is really cool is we're on a call with the president of the company, and so I have access to the president of the company on a weekly basis. And what is he doing? He's not only teaching us, he's allowing us to give him feedback on what is in the best interest of all the agents at the company. And so there's time that we give him feedback, and then we kind of ran out a little bit of time today, so I wasn't able to get my questions asked, but I sent him a message, and within 2 minutes he responded, said, "Great request. This is who you need to talk to." And that's what I love also. Yes. When we're talking about exploring the company. Our leadership, they're in it with us to win it. They're trying to make this as best a company as possible. And it's run by agents because we're giving them the feedback saying, this is where we want to go. This is what we would like to see. And I can't say that every company out there is like that.
I've been at companies that are not like that. The leadership tells you why it's so awesome to be there. And then you're like, okay.
Yes. Tell me that again, please.
Right. So, Barb, since you've been here, what do you feel, as you've been exploring eXp, what are some of the things that have really been refreshing for you?
Well, I like the ability to go online and access the training. I think that's a great opportunity for any agent to be able to just go into that library that we have there at the World and look into and pick and choose what works for you. I mean, just because there's training at the franchise doesn't mean that that's something that you need. So having the ability to just go online, pick and choose, I think that's great. The support within the system. I mean, I've been sending other agents who are with eXp leads just because I know that that's their area. And, you know, again, we're all in this together. And like, like Gusty said, this is an agent owned company. And so even if I send somebody over to another agent, it still is a win for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's amazing the amount of referrals that are passed around. There's a referral group in our workplace, and I mean, I would think that there's probably anywhere from 10 to 20 referrals that get sent out on a daily basis. Have y'all looked at that?
Oh yeah, it's
unreal.
I've just experienced so much. I closed another one yesterday that came from an eXp agent in Delaware, and extremely grateful for that. I have a check that came in the mail today that was $900 some odd from somebody that I sent a referral to in Florida. So it's just we have such a great network, and I never got that from some of the other companies. I've been with Remax before, never got any referrals from the other Remax agents. I've been with Keller Williams before. I never saw the amount of referrals that went through that company that goes through our company. And frankly, I was quite shocked by that. Very shocked about how many referrals come through our company. And we've got them at different levels. Like we have our own icon referral program, so that we know that if it's something serious that we need an expert in, we can go look for a certain level of expertise in in our icon group. I found someone who actually specialized in people going into assisted living centers and work with being able to sell houses that have hoarders. That's a big deal. That takes a lot of patience and a lot of skill. And she's done lots of those houses before. And I mean, it's just amazing how we can connect. But Barb had mentioned the training, and you're right, because normally if you have a franchise, you have to do a one size fits all training if you're doing a lunch and learn, or if you are, and a lot of times your top hungry, successful, systematic people who want to do big things, they kind of get left out because you've got to go over contracts, or you've got to go over how to keep yourself out of trouble. And the top people are never fed. We have training that we can go to that goes straight from people who are closing hundreds of transactions a year. Of course, we have Gusty here, but we can just go to him for training.
I know. I just call him all the time.
Okay. And do I respond to you?
Takes about
I've heard that. I've heard that it's hard. I've heard I'm hard to contact.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Not for me. I have you on speed dial, and it seems like you answer immediately anytime I ask a question. So
yeah, that's right. I try to be a solution to everything. So you were working on Central Vac this week. Guess who I asked?
Yeah.
Jenny.
I had mine repaired, and the guy was awesome. So I tracked him down for you.
Well, that was awesome, and it was really funny too because I was just in the thick of things, and then all of a sudden, bloop, right into my text message, something about a Central Vac repair. I was like, Gusty, I love you.
That's right. That's right. Teamwork.
Well, yeah. And so Sabrina was here today helping me get some things done for my CE school and just getting some things organized because, an audit will be coming up soon, I'm sure. And I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody's credits and getting all of that done. And so, I couldn't answer most of her questions because I was on the phone literally all day with our agents. This is where you can go to see how many transactions eXp has closed. And by the way, we've closed 844 transactions. We are number 6 in Birmingham, Greater Alabama MLS right now.
Awesome.
Moving on up.
We have 3.75% market share. Yeah. So
pretty good for a company who's never been heard of, right?
I know, right? Really, we just are working with some of the best, and not only awesome humans, but really good real estate agents. And even our brand new ones are just doing so well. I've got a mentee that's closing about $1 million a month. I mean, there's so many that are just a year and 2 years into the business that are capping. And I know, like Vicky, this is like her second year, and she's capped already. She's on her way to Icon. Kathy Merkel, who is in Fayetteville, on July 2nd, with her closing this year, she's earned more money this year during COVID and everything else than she did all of last year.
Wow.
That's the difference that we are seeing because of the awesome support and resources that the company provides. And you have to tap into them. You definitely have to tap into them. But it's just fun to see that, we're number 6, we're number 7 in volume. And we have just surpassed a lot of some of the bigger companies, but closing 844 transactions, and we're still growing. We're still a baby here, even though the company is 10 years old. I want to make sure everybody knows that. Gusty and I did not buy this. People ask us all the time if we started it. No, it was around 10 years ago, and it's just now becoming popular here because you're just now hearing about it. You just didn't know it was an option.
Right.
So I can't wait because, Gusty threw out a 25 by 25 for us goal whenever he joined, and we're inching up. We're going to get another 5% each year. We're going to hit that 5% by the end of the year.
We are.
Yeah, we're already at 3.75, and here we are in July. I mean, we've got the rest of the half of the year, and just think about, everything that you're doing, Barb. Every time I turn around, you have a new listing. It's gorgeous on the lake. Jared's having a closing like every day. Jared Bacon. They're just people are having lots of closings, and we're getting more and more market share, more awareness as well. So it's fun.
Yeah, and so even with that 25% market share, we're focused on getting to 5% by the end of this year. So that's what we're really looking for. And 11 months ago, when we made the transition over to eXp Realty, at that time, eXp, at least in the greater Birmingham market, was just a hair under 1% market share. So in 11 months, we've gone from under 1% to 3.7%. Just wait this time next year. Just wait this time in 2 years. Just wait this time in 3 years, baby. Unstoppable.
Right.
We're coming.
Unstoppable.
Whether you like it or not, it's happening. It's happening. So
Barb, what's your vision for what how do you want to grow Pell City? Like, what do you see there? Like, what do you see for your team? Are you including outside agents that aren't a part of your team to be a part of your world in Pell City? Share with that.
I've invited, everybody is welcome to stop in at my office. If they want to use my conference room or something, they're more than welcome. My plan, and Gusty and I've talked a little bit about this, is getting the real estate school so that we can get new folks who are interested in getting their license a place to come in and be able to take the course there. We're growing, but where I would like to be is eventually I have the ability to, I guess, expand my office size probably another 2/3. And it would be great to have, 50 or so agents right there in the heart of Pell City, just downtown, and making eXp proud. So I'm excited about just the growth opportunity, and have another agent who's joining us, and so that'll bring my count to 4. I have another agent who's she's working on getting her license, and so I'm
and I met her, by the way.
Yes,
she's gonna be good.
She's great.
She's gonna be good.
She is not afraid to talk, let me tell you.
No, she's not. No, she's she's gonna be good.
Yeah, she's gonna be awesome. So my goal is at the end of the year that I've got 10 agents, and I think that's going to just allow the eXp market to just expand exponentially.
For sure.
Well, it grows so quickly, and just because once you really look at it, it's a no-brainer. If you're looking at personal issues because you love your broker or something like that, that might keep you from, making total sense of what the business model offers. But I mean, it's really just the best thing that is available. Even when you compare it to, discount brokers where you might only pay a transaction fee. And there are several companies out there that are like that. You just pay a certain amount to the broker, and that's absolutely fine. But you don't have the long-term benefits for that. That's a short-term today fix.
Right.
And you don't have the stock that's accumulating in your account. I mean, I've got over 50,000 in my stock account. You have over 50,000 in yours, don't you, Gusty?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
I'm not quite there yet.
but
I will be.
Yeah, I mean, Gusty has either more than I do, or I think you have more than I do, and I've been at the company longer. It's because that 5% when you have more transactions, So as you're feeding it in more and more, Chad had over 50,000, and he's like, I haven't even been here a year.
That's crazy.
It is, and so yours is going to accumulate very quickly, and I don't know. It's just, I mean, that's when you're just like, because a lot, you can be skeptical about a lot of the benefits, and I was just like, oh, whatever, that doesn't even, like rev share, I was like, I'm not even worried about that. That's, I just really want the stock benefits and go on and be able to hit icon. I think that would be great. That was really kind of what I was focused on, and until you experience everything the company can do for you. So as it grows, yes, Brent, the eXp broker is pretty awesome, and actually shared that with everybody. So
yeah.
You have been tooting your horn, sir.
His ears must have been burning.
They were on
I know it. Okay, and if you don't believe that our broker is accessible, he's actually on our Facebook.
That's right.
Live.
That's right. Yep.
So
absolutely.
thank you for everything that you do, Brent. But, when you hear people throwing out numbers like with RevShare, so, as we explore RevShare, what is RevShare? You want to explain that, Gusty?
Sure, I'd love to. Brent coming in again. He is humble as well. He's and he has ravishing good looks, by the way. Yeah. So that's the one thing he hasn't commented. So I wanted to throw that out there to you, Brent. Rev share. I get the question about what is revenue share, and so when I was running a brokerage, you've got your income, you've got your expenses, and then you have your profit, maybe. Yeah, but you've got the expenses, and but you do have the income, you've got the expenses, that equals your profit. Hopefully you've got profit, and so you've got companies that are out there that offer a profit share, and that's fantastic if there is profit. But with revenue share, it is what you're going to get, and because it's off the top. So whenever Barb has a transaction that closes, people that have brought her to the company get to share in the revenue towards the company. So how cool is that? So it's one of those things where I look at it as a net. So when I was running a brokerage, I could say, all right, well, I guesstimated that we would generate in revenue certain amount per agent. Well, when you think about that, and then you could put in your expenses, then you have a net amount that you look at for each agent. And that's how you have to budget, at least running a brokerage. And so I'll look at revenue share as a net. And my net in a revenue share is significantly more than my net would have been running a brokerage, okay? And at the same time, I've removed my risk, my liabilities, and by the way, I can grow globally and not just stay in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So it is a huge difference, and revenue share is real. To tell you how real it is, I was doing some numbers this morning, and those numbers, if I would have had $2.15 million in the bank that generated, we'll say 5% interest, that is what that investment would look like from a revenue share standpoint of what I received in June. So it's like I had over $2 million in the bank. Now, I don't have $2 million in the bank. I will gladly like to have $2 million in the bank, and hopefully I will have $2 million in the bank at some point. But the beauty of what this model provides is revenue share helps generate revenue if you look at trying to attract people to the company. You don't have to do it, but guess what? It makes sense to do it. And that's why I just enjoy talking about the company. So,
well, it's just life changing for people. So, like Barb, you've got a couple new people. You just said that you were interested in bringing, having a school to have people take classes and be here. So that means that you have to have resources for new agents, right?
Right.
You're not going to set people up for failure by asking them to join this company.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
So, does that mean that you're also a mentor?
I am an official mentor with eXp, and
oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's exciting too. I mean, it's a great opportunity to give back, and that's been my whole, I guess, push in real estate. Is I've always been in the customer service kind of mentality, and I like to give, and I feel like the more you give, the more you get. So,
Giver's gain.
That's right.
Well, and that's true. And that's actually the whole RevShare philosophy and how it works. So, and that's kind of why I brought it up for two reasons. One, because you have a heart for helping the agents. And this is the kind of company that is perfect for you having a heart for other agents and helping them succeed. Because they don't have to pay you, because you'll get paid by helping them through RevShare. And the other thing is, being a mentor and giving back and helping, you actually get compensated for that just a little bit. We don't do it for the money, Lord knows. We get 10% for the first 3 transactions, and we go on appointments with people, and really all day. And a lot of the agents that call me, I'm not their mentor. I helped an agent with talking through an inspection today. I helped another agent through the language on how to go back and ask for an appraisal guarantee on something between 2 offers that she was working with. We're here to help and be a resource. And when you have that kind of heart, RevShare pays that. And so Gusty and I, each day we're having so much fun going, where's yours? Where's yours? Where's yours? Where's yours? And it could be that each agent contributes like $40 here and 60 here. And I think like Carol was our guest last week. I think everything that on a total contribution, I may have made $60. I love her.
But it adds up.
It adds up. And I'm so glad she's here. And so the way RevShare works, and the reason overall, and granted, I'm very transparent. I'll always show you my numbers. I am over 51,000 earned this year in RevShare alone. So, I mean, can you imagine how your life would change if you just got an extra $51,000 for doing what you love and taking care of people that you love? I can't even believe it half the time. Really, I can't. And when it gets to that point, and Brent kept saying it was going to be at that point, he kept telling me that, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if it does or not. I'm just here to help. And now that I see it, I'm like, oh my God, it is huge. It is
game changer.
Yeah, it is definitely for real. And it's fun just to see what everybody's is and how it's growing. Barb, you said you've got a goal for helping 10 people choose eXp. And whenever you do that, we're here to talk to people and make sure that they understand the company as well, so that they can join for you, because it helps us too.
That's right. So it's a true partnership.
It is. Right. It definitely is. And so how it works, let's break down some of the numbers so everybody knows what we're talking about. one point though before I break that down is with Brent saying, I love y'all. Of course we love you too. And Gusty, you said I don't have the expense or the liability anymore. I just get to take care of the people and help them. But yet we're share owners. I didn't want to be a broker again. I didn't want that burden of constantly working on problems. Now, helping on a situation to make it a win-win is not working on problems. Helping people get out of lawsuits, that's working on problems. I don't want that in my life anymore. I don't want to be a broker. I don't want to, try to calm down upset people that an agent made angry. I don't want that in my life. I want to help people get better, me be better. And I don't have any of that nastiness anymore. And yet I still get to be an owner, and I don't have to write those big checks to keep the doors open to take care of everybody else and feed everybody else's family but mine. So that is a huge reason that independent brokers are coming to our company. But okay, so as we break down, if you, Gusty, want to explain how the numbers work.
Yeah, I mean, here's the easiest way to explain it. Like say Barb is a $16,000 capper, then basically if I brought Barb in, I would make $2,800. And then if Barb made $2,800, if Barb was a capper and then I brought her in and made $2,800, the person that brought me in would make $3,200. And the person that brought that person in would make $2,000. The person that brought that person in would make $800, $1,200, $2,000, $4,000. So what you've done is you've created a business relationship with people that have a financial interest in your growth and well-being. That means you, in essence, have 7 partners for your business growth. So that's pretty important. Think of those folks as coaches, mentors, business partners, and that's probably one easy way to explain it. It's hard to just you have to kind of see it from a vision standpoint, but that's kind of an easy way to talk about it.
It is. And so many great people are on my first line that they're great attractors that I have, and especially Gusty, I have more people on my second line. It's the biggest ever, and that's $3,200 if people cap. Not everybody sells, and we know
and that's okay.
Yeah, it's totally fine. So it's amazing how it can happen overnight. We already have people already down on our 7th line, and you know what? They are just as important to us. That even that 8 that is not included in our financial alignment. We're still here for them, and it's just amazing to see. Like Barb, you said you want to grow it and expand it. Just look out, girl. You're going to make it happen.
I know. It is exciting. And, I have people reaching out to me all the time now who are like, okay, I really want to get my license. Can you tell me how? And I'm like, absolutely. I will be happy to, hold your hand through this and get you to the next level. I mean, it's so rewarding to see people. If, I listen to podcasts all the time. And one of my favorite was, there was an agent, a broker, who was telling her new employees or agents under her that if you will just do the things that I tell you, that there is no reason why in 2 years you're not making 6 figures. Well, and I came from that same school when I originally got into the business, and it's amazing that if you will just do what your elders are telling you to do, you will make the money, and you'll be able to bless the lives of others as you go forth. And I mean, I'm living proof to show it. And yes, if you will just follow the model, you will be successful. But you have to follow the model. You can't sit in the back seat. You have to sit in the driver's seat and press that foot all the way down and accelerate.
Well, and so many ways to get leads, to be able to do that, to be able to drive that, and to accelerate that. We've got Op City that comes in from the company itself, and we don't have to pay for that. You just pay a referral fee for whenever you close. We've got referrals that come from agents across the country. And there are different ways that you can stand out as well. So Karen Burns is a weightlifter. So I told her, go in and make a group in our workplace of eXp weightlifters and share tips with each other as you're, building that community. And she was really good. There are going to be lots of people joining that group. And Michelle Nagel is a bike rider. Like, she does long distance bike riding and mountain bike riding, and that is such a tight knit group across the country. So she's putting that group together in workplace, and just think about the different referrals you'll be able to get by standing out in it, not all being about real estate, but being about interest in who we are as people and connecting, because that's really what we're good at doing. And working with like-minded people.
Yep.
That's fun. That's talking about the fun side. But we also have KV Core. KV Core is our lead generation websites that's included in our $85 a month fees, which is so cheap. All of our systems are included in that, and they're all virtual and they're all super efficient. This is how we get paid. It's included in. All of our dashboards to keep up with our sales. We'll know exactly what we have in stock every single day. We know exactly what we have coming to us in rev share every minute by minute. There's no guessing. There's no waiting at the end to figure out if the business made a profit and what mystery percent you might end up getting out of that. We know all of this ahead of time. That's included in our 85. So all the leads that come in through our KV Core system are amazing, because we control the expense on that, and that's going to be through Facebook or Google Click Ads, or just I get a lot of organic that just go to my website because they saw something, and I'll end up having leads. Just in the past 6 days, I've had 15 seller leads come in through KV Core. And if you don't think that's impressive, then try lots of other lead generation tools.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, Jenny, I got a question for Barb. All right. What has been the most surprising thing to you since you've transitioned to eXp?
The most surprising thing?
Yeah, like something that you didn't, like one of the things that I didn't realize about eXp is I didn't realize how collaborative and like how nationwide, how collaborative the company was and is. And that really shocked me, and that really surprised me because of being a cloud-based company. So what I wanted to figure out is like what's shocked you about eXp, or what's caught you by surprise, or anything like that?
Just how easy it was to make the switch, and that everybody from, so we are a cloud based, but there are real people on the other end who are making sure that the agents are successful. And, you've got those real folks back there who are making sure our files are compliant, making sure that we're going to get paid at the closing table, where before, and other places I've been, yes, there were back end people, but like, I feel like the folks who are on Sky Slope and checking our paperwork and stuff they really want to see you succeed. They want you to be able to get your check right away. And, so just knowing that, yes, we're cloud based, but there are real people back behind the scenes who are there to help you no matter what. And like, I ran into a snafu, I guess 2 weeks ago. I had a closing that some things didn't jive up correctly, and I'll tell you what, it was an 11 o'clock closing, and we made everything happen. It was fabulous. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so there have been other offices where, yes, I can reach out and touch my broker, but he couldn't make the problem go, to be solved that quickly. So yes,
Yeah.
To know that it's a cloud-based,
That's awesome.
It's real. There's people out here who are just waiting to jump up and help you no matter what you need. So
Yeah, well, and speaking of, real people, you had an opportunity to meet the CEO, Jason Gessing.
Right. Yeah.
And so you want to talk about that experience?
So that was cool too. When I was thinking about moving over to the company, Gusty invited me to one of your little soirees, and yeah, Jason Guessing was there. It was great, and just to be able to sit and chew the fat with one of the, the upper crust, and where they're actually interested in what you had to say. I mean, I've been to other forums, and they smile at you, but no, like, just Jason really sat and talked to me. I think we probably sat on the couch at your house for an hour and just really talked about, what was going on, and what EXP could do to make my goals real. So,
Yeah.
they were no longer goals, but like, this is my actual life now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool to see y'all's interaction, by the way, because I mean he was locked in on y'all's conversation, and I just think like Jason's really one of being the CEO of eXp Realty allows you to be one of the most powerful men in real estate, whether he likes it or not.
Right.
He is one of the most powerful men in real estate, and he was at my house having a fantastic conversation one-on-one with you, and I just think that is super neat.
Yeah, and it's wonderful to, sometimes I think I'm just, just a little tiny fish in a big pond, but yeah, when you're able to sit and talk to the CEO, like, you guys are buddies from back in the day in college or something, it is a really nice opportunity. So I was excited for that as well.
Yeah. Well, Jenny, we're probably coming up on, towards the end of time. I've really enjoyed this 4 o'clock time slot on talking about exploring EXP.
Well, it is a good time slot. And
Yeah.
so let's do it again next Thursday.
I mean, we might as well, and I'll tell you, like, literally, I get a phone call at minimum every day about EXP. And, there's, we talk about, there's so much buzz about EXP in our market and even outside of our market. It's so much fun to see people's interest, whether they're brand new or a top producer. And what's even cool is when they actually do the research and see the possibilities of what EXP can do for them and their family, and it's really neat to see. And so I'm really excited about the rest of this year, 2020. I really am going to predict that a lot of people are going to seriously consider EXP. And if you're sitting out there watching this and just kind of been thinking about EXP on the sideline, please reach out to any one of us. Please reach out to Barb. We would love to be in the conversation with you and talking about our story, on what we made the move to EXP and how it can benefit you. And you've got to make the decision if this is truly in your best interest. That's what we want. We want what is in the absolute best interest of everybody that we come in contact with. And now we think that EXP is the best choice for all agents, but you've got to make sure that that's going to be the best choice for you and your family.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, and I can say I was in that very seat just probably 8 short months ago and Gusty, I asked you a million questions and made you draw on the whiteboard and made you drive all the way to Pell City.
I did.
But, numbers don't lie.
That's right.
Real estate photos lie, but numbers don't lie.
Headshots and real estate photos.
This might be the new realtor headshot. How's that look?
I love it. Well, Barb, I'm excited to see how you take the platform and grow it even more. And we're here to help you get that school opened. I just actually gave up my pre-license and post-license license because I decided not to go that route. I'm happy if whatever you need me to do to support you in that. I'm so happy to do that. And you just let me know how we can continue to help you grow.
And we're just happy to be in business with you.
Yeah, bye. So thanks so much for being our guest today. And guests, thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thanks so much for having me. And yes, I would love if anybody's watching and they're interested out on the lake, or even up towards the Anderson Oxford area, wink wink, you know who I'm talking about. Give me a call. I'd love to help you guys out.
Well, thanks again for being here. And if anybody has questions, just message one of us. We're always happy to help. We'll see you next week at 4 o'clock as we explore eXp Realty together.
Explore eXp!